All right, being 6:30, the conservation meeting for Tuesday, August 18th, 2026 at 6:30 PM in the McDonald Brown Conference Room is now open. And I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes for August 4th.
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The new public hearing for 353 West Center Street, and I'll read that into the minutes. Under the Wetlands Protection Act, Chapter 131, Section 40 MGL, as amended, the West Bridgewater Wetlands Protection Bylaw Rules and Regulations, the Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on August 18th, 2026 at 6:30 PM in the McDonald Brown Conference Room, 65 North Main Street, on request for determination applicability at 353 West Center Street for a septic system upgrade. All right.
And is it Peter, are you going to be presenting, or Roy?
We're both
Roy
here.
will probably present if there are any questions.
I'm sorry, our engineer just couldn't make the meeting himself tonight, but that's McKenzie Engineering. I can just summarize the application as a conversion of use from an existing office building, which has been there for some time. The owner is a lawyer moving to a different location and has sold the building by agreement at the moment to our client, who is a daycare operator. It would be called Little Stars Academy, based on the requirements of the Board of Health in Title V. We had to double the septic system in size. Recently, it had actually been improved. It may have come before you actually not long ago, because they actually had to take the leaching field, I think, and improve it. And they did that, and it's been operating just fine. Talking to your agent, this RDA was required because across the highway from the property, directly across, there's a wetland. And we are doing very, very little on the highway side of the property with regard to this particular septic change. However, we do need to put in a different size septic tank. The reason is because I guess when you have no emergency power, you have to have a certain amount of capacity in the tank to allow it to fill up so you'd have a chance to pump it out the next day. If you have emergency power, you can leave a smaller tank. But so anyway, we had to put a little bigger tank, and then we would have to connect the pump, which exists. There's already a pump chamber there. We have to dig a little trench along the front of the building, and then we have to connect that trench. You can see it there.
Yep.
We have to connect that trench along the front of the building and up to the new leaching field. So that particular trench and that little excavation for the larger septic tank is what causes us to come before you to seek your approval, as we're just sort of piercing the buffer zone there into the, I guess we're into the 50 to 100. And we don't anticipate there would be any impact at all on the wetland. However, that's your call, not ours. And we present our case in front of you and hope for any questions we might answer.
So where's the septic system now before you put the new one in?
Bottom.
If you look at on the left, on the very left side of the site, just under the new one to the left, follow the property line along Prospect, you'll see there's the leaching field there. Yeah. So that's existing. We actually, I didn't mention this, but if you look at the very end of it, there's a little hash mark there. I think we actually have to dig that up a little bit and add a couple of feet to the trenches in order to make the math work. So we're actually working there also.
Was there something done to that not too long ago?
Yeah.
You guys just put that in, right?
So I can
They
give,
just put that in, yeah.
yeah, it was permitted in 2022. They
Yeah.
did it 2023, so it's a fairly new system. But they,
That's right, yes. And so we, unfortunately, I guess kids generate a lot more kids, a lot more people in the building than are there today. And so you need more capacity.
Your only incursion is in the 100.
right, it's only in the 100, and it was, when they did the repair and upgrade to the septic system previously, it was an RDA as well. It was basically just excavating in the driveway again.
Right.
That's right. I assume that's the case, and you may have seen this before, but as you can see, we're pretty much excavating the same spot, but we're going north this time instead of across the parking lot.
What's the difference
To
in
the-
size from the old one?
Yeah. Well, it'd be 2 leaching fields, and the pumps will distribute the fluid, to both different systems equally, so that they both wear out at the same pace, I guess.
Yeah, so what's the size difference?
The reason for the additional leaching field is more than double the capacity,
Okay.
because daycares have a high.
No, I understand that. I
requirement.
just wanted to know what the size difference was.
Oh,
That's all.
sorry.
No, that's
Is
fine.
it
We just
two
double the
15
size.
Yeah, 2 1,500
Okay.
gallon tanks, or is it? I believe.
Bear with me, I'm looking. We're
Yeah.
proposing to have a 4,000 gallon tank. And the
Okay.
reason for that size, I think I mentioned earlier, was because if you don't have emergency power, you could have enough overflow capacity to
Right,
stand at least a day's volume
right.
before you don't have time to pump it out, so. And I believe, it's a little hard to see on this drawing, I believe there's a existing
1,500.
pump station, pumping tank which remains, I believe. Yeah, see existing, there's a note there, it's a little hard to see with the graphic, but there's a note saying existing 1,500 gallon precast septic tank to be pumped, crushed, and removed and replaced by the 4,000 gallon 2 compartment septic tank, in which I guess the pumps are.
And what's the height? Is it gonna be a difference in
No
height?
change.
No change in height?
Yep.
Not anywhere near the wetland, no, that's all just gonna be flush to the existing pavement elevation.
Yeah.
However, your question about height, there's about a 2 to 3 foot rise. You can see the little stone riprap around the edge of the new leaching field, because the water table there requires that there be a certain separation between the water table and the leaching, so it's elevated slightly, as is the new field on the other side of the driveway, that's elevated slightly also.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm all set.
And no.
I have no other concerns.
Nothing
No, there,
impeding in the 50?
nothing in the 50-foot, nothing in the wetlands.
No, we're just barely breaking the 100, I think.
Okay,
You are.
so I'll entertain a motion to close the hearing.
Audience.
Oh, sorry, audience?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
In the back, my property lines up to that, are they changing any elevation there? They've got, I got.
So are you to the, are you in this area right here?
Yeah, 130. No, I'm in the 130, it's on there somewhere, that's wrong, my address.
You're 130, so yep, this is,
So there's a lot.
Your lots.
The empty lot there, they already dug there.
right, so this corner area here,
When they built the dentist, they built it too high, and I get all his water, so I don't want any more water. I can handle what I get from him, but are they raising anything up that I'm gonna get more water in my
No,
yard?
no. Well, I think I can answer that. The septic system itself is all underground, and that is elevated slightly so that the ground around it is slightly higher than it is today. But there's no plan for any runoff in your direction or anybody's direction, just straight down into the water table.
and is the stone, is that a wall or is it just riprap around it?
Yeah, it's like riprap on an angle, I think, around it.
Okay.
Let me see if it's labeled. I don't want to say, proposed riprap retaining wall, so it's effectively a retaining wall, but it's done by riprap, so it's sort of on a diagonal.
Instead of blocks.
Right, so it'll be stone perimeter around it, so any runoff's gonna hit
Yes.
that before it hits.
Are they not doing anything in
That's-
the wooded area? Or they dug up, they already dug that up, they took trees down there a little bit?
Can you show me where the wooded areas you're talking
There will be
about?
trees
Houses
removed,
are-
Yeah, there will, right behind
On the,
Yeah.
the building, right along Prospect, there will be trees removed in that triangle area
With a-
between, looks like the driveway is right here.
Yes.
This area of trees, looks like it's staying, but this area would be removed. So between,
That's right.
There's like an empty lot there, or half a lot, I don't know what you call it.
yeah,
We're digging in there already.
right, it's,
They're not gonna put anything in there either?
they did perk test, I'm assuming that's what the digging was within the last few
That's right.
weeks.
Okay.
That's correct. That's correct. We had to dig holes, yes.
But it's not going to be, it's outside the jurisdiction of the Conservation Commission, so it would be a Board of Health issue. We'd be concerned with runoff if they were increasing a huge mounded system that was going to change significant elevation. But with a stone riprap around it, most of the mound, the water, any runoff from rain will be
I
caught.
don't have any problem with what's there now either. I don't
Right.
have any water coming
Yeah,
out.
should be no change.
Yeah.
That's all.
No water planned in his direction.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
You're showing a playground going on top of this, is that right?
No, I don't know, you may be looking at an older plan because in fact, that was the case at one time. But since we got better idea, and if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see behind the building, just above the
Okay.
building, right there, where there's two little sheds are, they're gonna be removed, and that area that's sort of post-shade is inside of fencing, that's gonna be the playgrounds. You can see that it's.
Yeah,
a
you
little
can
bit
see
like
the
a house.
hashtag around the,
That's
Yeah.
correct, yeah, that's it. And there are two different, I think, three different partitions. There's three sections based on age, so the littlest kids in one section, the next older, and then the next older.
So you're gonna use that whole building?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
you can use the whole building. We have to put a little elevator. You see that little darkened square there?
Yeah.
That's an elevator to allow access up and down. But we're not adding anything to the building really, except for on the second floor, sort of vertical from the elevator, up from the elevator, there's gonna be a little area that's currently a roof. We're gonna make that more second floor, so a little bit of increased footage there, but pretty much nothing else. Footprint stays the same.
Okay, has anybody else got anything? No. Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to close the hearing.
I'll move that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll entertain a motion to issue a -3 determination with special conditions.
And those special conditions are,
and the special condition, just any erosion control needs to be in place before they start.
okay.
That's fine. Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Yep.
I'll move that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. And the next one is.
Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Okay.
Next
Thank you.
one is a new public hearing for 0 Copeland Street, and I'll read that in. Under the Wetlands Protection Act, Chapter 131, Section 40, MGL, as amended, the West Bridgewater Wetlands Protection Bylaw and Rules and Regulations, West Bridgewater Construction Phase, Stormwater Management and Soil Erosion Control Bylaw, and the West Bridgewater Comprehensive Stormwater Management Regulations. The Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on August 18th, 2026, at 6:30 PM in the McDonald Brown Conference Room, 65 North Main Street, on a notice of intent and general stormwater permit at 0 Copeland Street for a new single-family home with disturbance of 36,300 square feet. All right.
And Kevin, I believe you can share if you want to share yours, or I can bring the plans up. It's up to you.
Yeah, let me give it a shot here. Did that work?
Not yet.
Yep, we got it. It's up now.
All right, great. So my name is Kevin Davis. I'm a professional engineer with EDT Engineering. I'm here representing our client that wants to put a single-family home on this lot. So the existing lot is comprised of 352,000 square feet, roughly a little over 8 acres. Currently, it has an existing gravel driveway that goes from Copeland Street and runs down this area here over the existing brook, and then kind of ends where this proposed dwelling is going to be. On May 25th, 2025, and March 23rd, 2026, Brad Holmes came out and delineated the wetlands that you see here. We did have before this commission an abbreviated notice of resource area delineation, just to kind of block in the wetlands line, make sure, see what we're working with. So we did have that meeting. So if this kind of looks familiar, that's why. The existing single-family home is going to have an attached garage. As part of this, because of the local stormwater regulations, we have provided additional stormwater calculations. We have an existing recharge area, or a proposed recharge area north and southerly of the proposed dwelling, as well as an existing or proposed septic design to the west of the property. There is a existing brook that runs from west to east across the existing property. There is an existing bridge here that it does cross over and then kind of exits down here at the southerly portion of the lot. All work is proposed outside of the 50-foot buffer, with the exception of the crossing and any additional work. We were looking to pave this driveway to stop any erosion. Now the driveway, I was talking with Tim earlier, flow from this driveway portion would actually go into this 100-foot length infiltration trench, which will take any of the stormwater runoff from the driveway. But it's not shown here, but we're more than happy to add any kind of berms, or if the commission feels that a paved driveway is an issue, we can keep it gravel. The stormwater analysis for your stormwater report, and Tim, am I allowed to talk about that, or did you want to talk about them as separate projects? I apologize.
Nope, it's all one. You can address them all. Yep.
So the hydrologic soil group within this area was classified as well-drained, high permeability soils. So using HydroCAD analysis, we came up with the existing infiltration areas. The post and pre of the site is actually improved, where we have originally 656 cubic feet of design storm for the 10-year at design point 1. We maintain that, and design point 2, we improve it, reducing from 494 cubic feet of flow down to 323 cubic feet of flow. All the existing topography remains the same, except for around the proposed dwelling, where we're raising up the building to get out of any groundwater concerns, and to make sure that everything sheds away from the building. Aside from that, it's just a single-family home. It's not a large commercial development. There's nothing special or out of ordinary besides the single-family home that we're proposing. I'm more than happy to answer any questions relative to it, or if you have questions about the design analysis. We've submitted a stormwater report to Mr. Hayes, where we meet all the standards, and go on to explain in detail how we meet those standards. But if there's any particular questions to that, I'm more than happy to go over them.
For the driveway, is that, from what you have with you right now, is that for
Yes.
gravelled, or is that for paved?
So right now
It's currently-
paved. It's currently gravel, but they're proposing to pave it. My only concern was the upper part where it's more sloped coming down. If they are to pave it, either to control the flow so it just doesn't shed right into the stream,
Gonna put in
possibly
berms.
either berms or some stone riprap along edges where it curves to control drainage. That way there when
Yeah.
it's, because they're gonna probably, I'm assuming, be treating it for storms in the winter and
Well, I was
plowing
gonna
it.
say, if
So,
it's salt in the wintertime
right,
and all that
so-
stuff.
I think we could address that with,
It would all come down into the bottom of the driveway?
well, theoretically, it's gonna shed off of the driveway to the sides.
Okay.
And that's why I was
But if-
suggesting after the curve, or at the bottom of the curve, as it comes down and levels off, putting something on the sides of the
Okay.
slope, something to control off any runoff. Because it's anything from the stream crossing down, they do have a stormwater, but most of the runoff won't make it past the stream
Oh.
from the upper
Correct,
part of the
yeah.
driveway.
Of course, it is shedding all the way from the house.
Right.
How much is shedding off? Because
Well, there's roof drains, and that's what those infiltrators were.
how about the
Yeah.
land itself, though? The land is high and shedding down 3 feet or so, is it? House
He
is
said
at
two.
80, well, I don't know, is it? I
So-
see 85, 84, 83,
83.
86.
So 86 seems
Am I
to be the
reading it
highest.
correctly that we're gonna get shedding?
Yeah, there's a 3-foot difference proposed, but there is a 2-foot difference existing with the 83 to 81. So the direction of flow isn't changing per se, it's more that we're just building a higher mount.
Okay.
But we are treating all the impervious areas, and they are going into infiltrators.
Driveway as well?
Yes, yep.
Yep, that's this 100-foot trench on the side here to catch all the stormwater.
Gotcha.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was looking at right there. And I'm assuming that the rest of it's all gonna be grass around the house. Not gonna be able to put in a pool later on.
We're not proposing that at this time. The only other thing on the site that we're proposing is a well.
Yeah, my biggest concern would be the driveway.
So we can,
Wintertime, salt, and that kind of stuff going on.
It can stay gravel.
Yeah, we're happy to keep it gravel, or if you want to keep it impervious and have like a scupper with some riprap on the side,
What do you guys think?
we're happy to do that.
What would you rather have it? Probably be
You'd
better
rather
off.
control the runoff, right?
I would rather control the runoff. So would it be?
right, I
well,
mean,
no,
I'm
no,
fine with the pavement and controlling the runoff. I mean, then you have a defined driveway. It's not one of these that will change
Then you're gonna have
and
to bring
fluctuate
stuff
over
in,
time. It's
yeah.
paved. I mean, you
Right, right,
know what the surface will be.
right.
I would
Yeah.
want to hear what the abutters' concerns are.
Okay, so, I don't know, would, any of the butters have anything to say?
I'm concerned about the runoff, because
Okay.
I live at 189, and sometimes I get water in my yard and in my basement
Yep.
now, so that is a big concern of mine.
Yep. Okay.
I'm looking for 189 here,
It's
is it?
right up
That's right.
there.
It's right next to it.
It's right next to where the
25,
driveway would be.
34, right there.
Okay, right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could berm the side of this driveway, and just make sure none of the scuppers are near your property. That would be very easy to prevent any runoff going in your
Does-
direction.
Does your property go right up, is it like grass right up to it, or is there like
Yeah, it's-
wooded area in between it?
It's grass. up
It's
to
grass
it.
right up to
Yeah.
where they propose to put the driveway?
I'd be in favor of that.
I mean,
Keep it from.
yeah, we don't want
Yeah, I don't
you
want
guys to
water
have
in the
anything.
basement.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is we're trying to help you not get more water in your basement.
Yes,
Control the runoff, yeah.
I would like that.
And the best way to do that is,
I believe it is to control the driveway
Again,
with
putting,
berms on it.
if they burn that side of the driveway going down, and then at the bottom have a rip-wrapped area,
All
right,
running right
so
off.
all the runoff gets has directional away from the abutting property.
Because
Oh.
it already like slopes down as it is.
Right, it's a
Yeah.
pretty steep slope
Yeah.
right off the road going down in.
Right up to that street. Yeah.
Right, and that was my concern with the runoff and the drainage but by paving it, you can actually capture that and not, I mean, if they leave it just gravel, over time, a 12-foot
Yeah.
driveway becomes a
Yeah.
15-foot driveway or an 18-foot driveway, and,
Then have to go in
Then you
there and
have-
reconstruct it.
right, more
So that-
drainage to deal with and runoff.
You would be satisfied with, because I'm 2 over 26, 35.
Yep, it-
26, 35?
25, 36?
Frank Brown.
Yeah, this lot right
Yeah,
here,
Next one over. But I go
This-
down.
Yep.
And so that second lower half is pretty wet.
yeah, the
And my
back,
concern is more water getting into that stream and overflowing. We got some marsh area there.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
that pushing back into my yard even more than it already does.
and so, one of the things as I've been looking at this, recommending, there's some areas such as, if you look at this area right in here that's currently gravel,
Yeah, that's what.
that's in the 50-foot.
Yeah,
Recommendation's gonna be to have a restoration
yeah.
done there, take the gravel out, make it back the 50-foot buffer like it was originally.
Okay, so.
So that should help mitigate some of the runoff and the drainage issues that you may potentially see on that.
Yeah.
And it'll remove the gravel from that area. This area here, again, it's gravel now. The driveway's gonna be here, they're really not gonna be using it for anything. Lumen seed it.
Yeah.
Again, remove some of the gravel, make it lumen seed, so at least the runoff and the,
So
it'll
it'll
actually,
come back to where that blue line is, and that will become more natural.
Right.
More pervious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Hard
less
surface will
gravel,
come out.
Yeah.
Easier to permeate.
right,
Okay.
this, basically this area that's between the red and the blue
Yeah,
is the 50 to 100. Anything that's in this blue to this pink is the 50-foot no-touch buffer,
yeah,
which was previously disturbed. So you're gonna have this big, large gravel area here
yeah.
that would be potentially a restored spot. This
Maybe
area
the
here could be,
lawn or something.
right,
Yep.
Yeah.
so that
Okay.
it,
I have a question, it's not a conservation question, but why are basements allowed in such a wet area?
Well, that's why they built them up.
Previously.
well, they have to be
I
2
bet
feet
you're
of
getting
separation
flooding.
from the water table.
I don't,
You
I
get
don't know.
water.
So I don't get water every time, but when it rains like a lot, like when it's like torrential downpour, I
So-
do get rain because it comes in like from the water table being so high. It's not.
So it's only,
It was built in 1975.
well, I know, but,
You know, it's really wet.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
so back when a lot of these houses in town were built, they didn't have to have the
I
separation.
understand that now, but this new house that's gonna be built's having a basement put in.
Well, it's
Right.
gonna be above.
And
That's
they
why
have
they're
to be
raising
2
it
feet
up.
above the water table to
Yeah.
put it in.
So they won't be in the water, Dave, it's gonna be
Like
above.
the old houses were.
They just dug
And
them
that's
up.
why it looks to be raised and elevated, was to
Same
get
with
that separation.
septic systems when they're put,
Right.
they're gonna raise them up.
Okay.
Also, the reason why there's basements typically in New England is because of frost protection. We typically have to make our footings and frost walls deeper. So just to add a concrete slab underneath your house just makes sense. Whereas in places like Arizona, they don't need that. So you don't typically see basements in those kind of areas.
Slabs.
I have another question. So I missed the last meeting that was held on this property. Has there been,
Okay.
is it all the same? It's just one, we're not looking to develop a whole,
No.
I know there's a lot of land they own back there. We're just looking at one house, right? Not
Correct.
developing.
This is, yeah, it's just a single-family home, and the prior meeting to this was just a wetlands line. We wanted to see what we could fit for a single-family home on this property, so there wasn't a discussion about development. So you didn't miss much in that regard. But yeah, this is just a single-family home, nothing more.
And the intent was to combine 4 parcels into one parcel,
Yeah,
to put this on
Correct.
that one larger piece that they've combined.
yeah. I also know, but I know they own
There is,
they own some more property out.
yeah, the
Yeah.
far end towards the cemetery, there's a little sliver of upland
Yeah,
that is pretty much inaccessible.
yeah.
I mean,
that's what
to,
think. That's
Yeah.
you can
That's
walk
pretty
through the
wild.
wetland to get it, but not gonna recommend
That's
it.
what I was coming at, I'm like, what are they
Yeah, there's,
doing over there?
yeah.
All right, I get it.
With the proposed berm on the driveway, the whole length of the driveway, right?
Well, we could, I was gonna tell
Up-
Kevin, we
up
could
to
take
the
a look
brook.
at it and see whether it need to be the whole length, or whether the part at the upper where it's the steepest slope, and then it does kind of just level out
Just past the
at the
bridge.
leveled out
You
area,
got the bridge.
right, maybe stone at the bottom part along the edge, and then just grass and, have it
After,
shed out.
after the bridge,
down
right, once it
below.
gets,
yeah,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, we would ensure that no runoff would be going towards any of the abutting properties. It would be going into the existing wetlands ultimately.
I didn't see a cut sheet of what the design of the bridge is gonna be. Is that coming later, or, because we need to make
This is an
sure
existing bridge.
they're gonna leave
we
what's
gotta
there.
Leave what's there
Yep.
completely.
Yeah, we're not gonna be modifying anything so we don't disturb the existing stream.
So I would say at least put a berm in to where the bridge is, and then after the bridge, you could just like rip-wrap it,
Well, they've got the
Or-
riprap after that, and then it'd be grass
grass out there.
along the edges to,
And would that work for you, for the abutters?
I hope so.
To berm it so nothing would come off, just
That's
so
the
you guys would
idea, to
know.
prevent
But what
further
happens, so
runoff.
what happens if it doesn't work? When I
well, I mean,
see water
they
in the basement?
design engineer these basically to come to a 100-year storm, is how they look at most of them. Anything over that, and we're all in trouble. I mean, it's,
Do you know what a berm is and what riprap?
No, I have no
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Could you explain what to?
See, this is the driveway, and then you just put like a
Here
berm
we go.
up off of that, so when the water comes down, it just doesn't flow off. It'll flow.
It controls where it
Controls,
goes
it
to.
goes all the way down, so it doesn't flow
It's
over.
like when you're bowling and you put bumpers in the gutters?
I mean, it can be similar
So
to
it doesn't go-
curbs.
Yeah.
Curbing on a road, if you have sidewalks
Oh,
and then
like
there's
a
granite
sidewalk,
curb.
say-
This could be just either an earthen berm, or it could be just the way they
Usually
crest
paved.
the asphalt on that side to direct
It's
it.
like you see the water coming down the road against the sidewalk. It's just going down, running down along the sidewalk
Thank you.
into the drain.
What's riprap?
The riprap's like big stones that they just kind
Yeah.
of put together and the water will go through it instead of just running off something.
It slows it down to where it
Keeps
kind
the
of,
water
yeah,
down.
so it doesn't.
So he mentioned
It sounds like a good plan.
that all of the runoff from the property itself is going to go into the wetlands.
Eventually.
Eventually it
Yeah,
does,
Eventually, after being treated,
down to
it
the
will go
bottom,
into the wetlands.
like it would normally do anyways, but it would be controlled, so it's not gonna like gush into the wetland, so it's gonna flood. It'll just control, it's like you get a big drain, and it fills up, but it goes down slowly.
So it is controlled.
It's gonna be
runoff is
controlled, yes.
So that it's not just.
It's not gonna
creating
be,
more-
no, it's not
The
gonna like
roofs are
flush out.
going into underground tanks,
Okay.
so that isn't just gushing off. It's gonna go into the gutters, down the pipes,
it's-
underground, and then
Supposed to kinda like imitate running through
yeah,
the
it'll
grass. If it was just a
infiltrate.
big heavy rainstorm,
Yeah.
it would just normally do that. It's not supposed to be, it's supposed to allow like a normal rainstorm with the control. It's not supposed to allow any more than what it's supposed to be going through the ground.
What the
It just-
ground can allow.
Yeah, it'll go like it's supposed to do on a normal open field through the ground. But this way it's controlled because it's all gonna be coming down at once.
And these
Yeah.
guys have software that models all of this, so amazingly, it can tell them exactly where it's going.
Yeah, into the wetland behind our house. So, what are the rest of the structures that we're looking at here, if you don't mind me asking?
The
The
blue,
Sure.
structures, the yellow. and
So-
blue.
Okay.
The blue area here is the dwelling.
Yes.
This is a rear porch in the light green. These two yellow areas are those underground infiltration capture areas that we were discussing
For the rain.
with overflow pipes in case, you get that 100-year-plus storm. The orange surrounded with this lime green color, that's the septic system. And then this blue square here, Title V requires all new construction, shows a reserve area. So that's the reserve septic area.
Okay, thank you.
And again, as part of the calculations they do, they have to do pre-construction, post-construction, and part of the analysis was they looked at all the gravel areas that are currently there, which
Mhm.
that gets that's considered a negative for stormwater. Where they're putting a house on and the paved driveway is also a negative, but by removing all of the gravel in the areas they don't need, it helps balance the whole development as a whole. So if they can remove the gravel area and not have it just straight gravel and can revegetate it, it gives them a benefit. So it's a trade-off that, as Kevin said, actually in the end of it, there's almost zero change in the stormwater.
It benefits actually.
I have a question.
It's a slight benefit, yeah.
How many trees are they gonna be cutting down for this? And then how does that affect the property, the runoff, the wetlands, all of that?
That's
As
a great
little as
que-
possible.
Yeah, that's a great question, but yeah, as few trees as possible, but
Right,
the area
like
around
how-
the building,
How
oh,
many?
I'm sorry.
I mean, roughly, just a general estimate. I know as few as many, but.
So the way, I don't have an exact number of trees that are gonna be removed. I don't know if Allison knows exactly, but it would be only within the limited clearing. So the way we do stormwater analysis is an area calculation. So if it's a treat area, it gets a different number for what they call the curve number. And then if it's a grass vegetated area, it has a different number. And those are how you calculate the infiltration rates. So we just assume this whole area that's being developed is either impervious, where it's the driveway or the building, or it's a grass vegetated area. Those are how we assign those curve numbers to do the drainage analysis. But if you want an exact number of trees, I don't know if we've identified exactly which trees are going to be knocked down, but it would only be inside this ECB area, which is the erosion control barrier. That's everything where all the construction is going to be occurring.
And your analysis for the engineering of the property is based on,
Yeah.
you just said, a grass surface?
Yeah, like a lawn. Yeah.
So,
That's post-construction.
Or vegetated.
thank
That's
you.
close, yeah.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean like at the end of the construction, possibly the homeowner or whatever, you guys could plant trees too. Within the yard. So,
would,
not saying it's something you have to do, but it's possibly that whoever's doing it could be could be planting trees too. So, that's something that could be a benefit at the end, you know, it's not that they have to do it, but.
The swimming pool is something to be discussed later, so they could get.
Yes, yes. That's something does get discussed later, if they do decide to put one in. So,
Oh, isn't that sneaky?
what's that?
The porch isn't attached to the house, is that the reason?
No, the porch is
Under
gonna be
the
attached to the
swimming
house.
pool?
No, the porch is attached to the
No,
house.
they would have to they would have to come to the board again.
Yeah.
If they were gonna do a swimming pool at a later date, they would have to come to the board.
Yeah.
And present it and let us know, and we would come and
And
hear what they were gonna do.
if it's allowed, it's allowed. If they can't,
Anything that theoretically,
Right now, there's no.
yeah,
yeah.
anything excavating or addition changes within the 100-foot of a wetland, which pretty much
The whole thing.
covers almost everything outside the house and the
Yeah.
septic system, would have to come
Yeah,
before
they
us
wanna do
for
it, they wanna put
another
it, they
hearing.
wanna do it.
Yeah.
So that buffer,
Bring it up.
the 100-foot is the
So
structure
50 foot.
itself?
anything within 100 feet of a wetland requires notification and permitting. Anything within 50 feet in the town of West Bridgewater has a no-touch buffer, and that's why they've kept everything out of the 0 to 50
So
foot.
the 50 is the.
that's the,
Basically,
Right, and the
50,
up to
yeah.
the 100 just means it has to have notification and permitting.
and the 50 we
within our
can,
jurisdiction.
the 50 we can actually say you can't work in it or you can work in it. Or if you do work in it, you might have to replicate another area of that property.
Yeah, that's kind of my misunderstanding.
Yep.
I know at one point with my house, they said, no, 100 is the buffer, but it's just a permit buffer
Permit, yeah.
as opposed
Correct.
to the
Correct.
bill.
Yeah.
right.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm all set.
So my only other question for the commission, markers, posts, conservation easement, a restriction, where do you want to go with this? It's a single-family house, it's subdivisions, we typically put conservation
would-
easements on, just so on the deed, future abutters, future owners know that there's wetlands. This one's a single family, I don't know whether,
I would still put some markers around the
Sure.
outside
Sure.
of the.
For the 50.
right, for the 50-foot
50.
no-touch buffer, but do you want split rail fence? Do you want
That's what I.
just
prefer.
posts? I mean,
On a house that's out where
in
no
the
one
thing,
can see it,
Yeah, because you don't know.
lawn gets mowed more and more each year. I would prefer a split rail fence with markers.
I just know we've had properties where
It
the
drifts.
third person buys it and all of a sudden the markers have disappeared and now we've had problems. Um, I'm just, it's such a large piece with a lot of conservation land.
Dylan's got a
I mean,
point.
if,
I put markers up around, at least some, all around it. And a fence up wherever you want it, you know.
At the 50.
A fence
All the way
would
around?
be
All the way around, and
extremely
they could do
expensive.
openings to go out there for
Okay.
recreational use, but
so let me throw this out as an option. The fence could get expensive and it has to be maintained permanently. If they put a deed restriction with a conservation easement and the
could go on
PVC
check.
markers every 50 feet, do you think that
What will
would?
the deed restriction do?
Well, the
to
deed goes,
Fence,
the conservation, the fence, the deed restriction goes on the deed forever.
yeah.
So anybody buying the property knows that there's a recorded easement.
It's on there,
It's on there permanently.
if they
The
look.
fence could always disappear, and we wouldn't know that until another filing.
Yeah, yeah.
But it depends
I
on
mean,
what kind of
Amazing how
fence you
many
put up
people
too.
don't look at the easements when they buy.
And a lot of people buy it and don't know there's wetlands on their property.
So
and-
that
right.
fence could be a
That's
good
right.
thing to,
Or the lawyer doesn't tell them.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll find out what the occupant wants to do, the applicant. Because looking at the footprint of this house, they're not gonna wanna look at PVC poles out in the yard.
and if they'll probably go, you could probably take them down. Even if they put like a black,
So it's either a fence or the markers and an easement.
or you could do a fence and easement.
It's up to the commissioner. I mean, it's a house out in the middle of nowhere, and to start putting a fence around it, the wildlife and everybody that's gonna be going through there is,
Yeah.
they can jump it, they can go under it, over it, if
I
it's
mean,
split
if-
rail, but it,
Even if, yeah, I mean, I don't know what kind of fence would be a good one to put up. Fence would be a good idea. If there's gonna be wildlife, it can jump it, no problem, still move around. But also protect the wetland, or the 50-foot buffer from future, possibly home ownership. What do you think?
I wanna make sure that the future buyers
Yeah,
understand.
that's what I'm
that
looking at too, the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah,
And I think a fence would basically say, oh,
but the fence
can't go that way.
doesn't necessarily
Wasn't there a development that?
Always
you
stay.
fenced off the back of it,
always
you know,
stay,
before I was on?
or would it indicate
I don't know if he
that
fenced it
that's
off or-
always gonna be
Possibly, yeah.
I think so.
50
I don't know which development.
rather than the easement.
It's kinda hard to, yep.
Mentioned wildlife. Do we have any estimate on what we're gonna lose, short-term construction, long-term change in water and whatnot?
Because, we can go on there, we have red shoulder hawks on there, we have red hawks, we have barred owls, I've recorded them on my phone.
Yep.
With the barred owl, with the spotted owls, with the, fishers, with the coyote, we have bobcats out there. I don't want to lose our wildlife, we have bucks with babies and bear scat out there.
Yeah.
We have very important, some of them are not endangered, but some of them are on the orange list and yellow list, and we need to monitor that and realize that we have very important creatures. And with all respect, it is not in the middle of nowhere, it is in our backyard.
Yeah.
And that affects all of us in this room as well. This is our neighborhood.
But-
I'm a transplant from West Virginia. I came here for the wetlands, and I love camping in national forests. My backyard now has more frogs than I've ever heard in my life.
Well, to be honest with you, they did take how many acres? And put it into like
8.1.
8.1, and they're only putting one house on it, so That's-
probably the best.
that's a good thing.
outcome.
I'm not trying to say anything bad, I'm not trying to say who cares about the wildlife. But unfortunately, you can't tell somebody they can't do something on their property either.
The wetlands.
I'd rather see one house than a whole subdivision too.
and that's why
So-
coming up with the limitations and,
Yeah.
and how it gets developed and where they can go. And, I mean, this one, they're really, to be honest, not asking to go into the 50-foot,
Yeah,
except
which
to
is a
go
big thing.
across the stream, which is already there.
And the bridge is already there.
They're really trying to minimize the disturbance and the footprint that it takes up.
So I'd like to see an easement on the deed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it shouldn't affect too much with the wildlife. It should be okay, but I mean,
No one knows.
All development's gonna displace them to a point, but they adapt.
they do adapt,
Yes.
yes.
Land bank,
There's
it's
study on that.
pretty well
No,
cleared
no.
already.
Yeah.
I live right across, I got 3 boys that go out in that street when they were little, and would go over to that property, and the mason that, had the property before, had all this stuff there. I mean, it's all pretty cleared out already and compacted, and there's a lot of activity right there. I don't think there's many of the species that you're thinking of, that you're mentioning. I'm just thinking,
Transport trails.
yeah, like,
There's like a lot of deer.
They probably travel through, but they're not,
I don't think they're residing in that
Right.
one area, because there is a lot of activity there.
And nesting in the trees, residing is not really my concern.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'm just,
I know when I walked it, yeah, there was a lot of signs of deer through the area,
Yeah.
and I could
I
tell
can't
there was
remember
definitely coyotes through the area.
Oh, yeah,
But
we have deer.
again, it didn't look like a spot
Transiting to
they're
somewhere.
traveling through.
Yeah.
It's not, but the owls and the hawks and everything, I didn't notice any nesting sites, but they're probably perched in those oak trees, and they're looking for lunch and dinner and everything else, so it's,
My biggest concern with maybe nesting, so much of those didn't see that, because that's harder for them to recreate.
True.
There's no studies,
Once that's
it's irrelevant.
Yeah, and we're doing our best that we can to help prevent, flooding, which will
Yeah.
do something to the wildlife and everything, and other people's property, but to help maintain the wildlife habitat around it the best we can.
I liked what you were talking about with the fencing and the plants and stuff. I thought that was very intelligent, like a very good idea.
And we could put up either
see, I hate to see this.
a fence where they
The chain
can,
link just
the
doesn't really
animals can go
work.
through to, like little ones.
Yeah.
So it's not like we gotta put up like
No.
a wooden fence and block everything out, so they have to go, we put up a black,
A stop sign for don't go.
yeah.
Yeah,
Stop mowing.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
cut those down.
basically it's for the people to say, all right, you can't go this far because it's protected.
Yeah.
So we're trying to protect it the best we can, so.
So like an open rail fence?
Open rail,
Was that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
which is fine.
I feel,
Get an
I
easement
feel like
for
an
that.
open rail
Put an
fence, and they
easement
can
towards
have
it.
open.
I don't know, that's
So that
Yeah.
kids
what you
go
guys,
like-
I mean, I just find the easement goes on the deed, and so that the next
Yeah.
person that buys it, or 4 people down the line buy it, they know there's wetlands on it, and
Would
that,
they be agreeable to that? Do we know?
Would you guys is it for you guys to figure it out, or for the fence around the house and an easement?
I would want to chat with my applicant about that,
Yeah.
because I don't know what the cost of that fence would be, but,
We would be willing to put a fence up.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and,
In an easement.
and the easement to protect behind that in case
Correct.
something happens?
Correct.
No problems, okay, that sounds good. You guys are happy with that? Everybody? A little bit easier on you? Okay. All right,
I mean, we are waiting for a DEP number, they haven't issued one yet. So
can't
we'll
close it.
work on the stormwater changes for the driveway for the next meeting. My recommendation, continue it until September 1st,
okay,
to get that addressed, and we'll get the DEP number, and,
and then we'll figure out the fencing and
yeah,
taking
and
out the gravel area and putting it
Yeah.
back into.
then we'll get
seed.
that done for the September 1st meeting.
Okay, you guys okay? Everybody okay with that?
Yep, you said split rail fencing is acceptable to the commission?
Would that be
Yeah.
all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fine, yep.
For as long as it lasts. Ours is long gone around our property.
Yep, okay, so if everybody's okay, I'll entertain a motion to continue the hearing to September 1st.
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And everybody feel free to come back to the meeting if you have any more questions.
September 1st.
September 1st, yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all.
You're welcome.
Thanks for coming in.
Kevin, I'll be in touch, and we can hash it all out.
Sounds like a plan.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks.
Tula?
And if,
Anyway, we can get a copy.
I was gonna say,
Jenny.
email me and I'll send you a copy of it.
They got Matt.
Yep, Matt, not a problem.
Thank you, man.
I'm not gonna be
Thank you.
there.
You're welcome.
Not gonna be there.
All right, so continued public hearing for 58 South Street. So that's just, they just want to continue it? Nothing?
So I can update you.
Yep.
58 South Street has requested a continuance to 9/1.
Okay.
They have some things to check on. A, do they have to do anything with the planning board for the water line easement? And if the septic system has to shift a little, they have to figure out with the easement, because that might have to.
Did they go in front of the plan board yet?
They did already, and they've
Yeah.
been approved,
They just
but this is a modification. The plan that was approved on record was for a 2-lot subdivision with no water easement. And now that they want to put the water line through it,
Oh, okay.
it might be, we call it a minor modification.
Yeah.
But the planning board doesn't have a way to do a minor modification. It's a change of plan, and
Okay.
So this is part of the Macy thing, yeah?
yep. And so
Alright.
they just needed to get their answers on those.
So I'll entertain a motion to continue to September 1st.
Moved?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And 65 Pleasant Street be continued to September 1st? What's going on with
And
that?
I was looking to see if I had anybody, I did not hear from the applicant or the engineering firm in regard to a continuance. I expected to.
Oh.
So, being that they're not here, I would just recommend a continuance till September 1st.
Okay. So I'll entertain a motion to continue to September 1st for 65 Pleasant Street.
Moved?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And 0 Matfield Street?
That's the one at the end of Oak Hill Way, the EMOS project. They have requested a continuance till September 1st. I believe they have got a 53G report back for Brockton, so they're just addressing those concerns to see if they're going to affect our plans.
Okay. So I'll entertain a motion to continue to September 1st.
Moved?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And
The Manley Street request for minor project change that came before us last time, the 53G has reviewed all the stormwater calcs and agrees basically it's a wash. Everything's going to be pre-treated. The only concern, and it doesn't really cover us, is the parking layout and spaces. They're 10 by 50. If they're going to be for trailer trucks, they're going to need to be a bigger footprint, which would affect traffic flow and fire access. But from what Manny's told me, it's going to be smaller box trucks, not bigger trailer trucks. So it would be even fewer boxes of parking needed, so.
okay. No. Whatever. All
I'm,
right, so-
I'm fine with it as a minor project change.
Okay, so I entertain a motion to grant a minor project change to 600 Manley Street.
Moved?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, I'll sign some
I
papers.
think the only thing you have to sign is for that RDA.
Okay. Anybody got anything else? to
Citizen
add?
request.
The only
decided
other thing
not
I
to
shared with you
forward.
was, citizens request, and I'm not sure, that we were gonna have somebody attending, because I did
The
hear back,
summary.
and the
Yeah.
gentleman was gonna be out of town and couldn't himself. But if nobody else from the homeowners association's here,
Is he the head of the homeowners?
no, he's just, I think he might be on the Board of Trustees. The gentleman that's in the request is across the street from where the gravel access road would have been,
Yeah.
coming through. As you saw, most of his concerns did pertain to planning board issues.
Yeah.
And citing. The ones that I pulled out that were the highlighted, that really were conservation issues, I mean, we did send it out for the 53G review. I had walked the wetland line. I had checked with Mass Fish and Wildlife for natural and heritage endangered species,
Right.
if there were any in the area, and it wasn't an ACEC, even though there are, it does go around West Meadows, so there
Right.
are some wildlife of concern. The other,
Unfortunately, if it's not conservation land,
right, it's developable.
it's,
The other
can be
thing that-
developed, yeah.
The developer was willing to do and will be putting on is taking all the land that's in the general farming residential district and putting a restriction on it. So it's not like he would ever develop or be able to develop that side, so there'll be a bigger buffer for wildlife left in that one.
Yeah. I mean, everyone wants a nice forest forever behind them, but.
Right, and the other part of this is just for the subdivision road that we approved.
Yeah.
We don't know what the project's going to be beyond that.
Yeah.
So that'll be another piece of the puzzle that'll fit in once Manny knows what he wants to do.
So is there tree removal in the complaint? Tree removal, too many trees?
It was the amount of trees and the removal of the trees was a concern. And in the footprint, unfortunately, to put the subdivision road in, you have to remove a bunch of trees. Manny's footprint is just for the road. He's not going out to the full width that he could widen to develop it, even though the road width and the easement for the road will eventually be that wide. He's only clearing what he needs to put the road and the drainage and the utilities in. He's also has a tree planting plan to replant some of the trees. Yeah, they won't be as big,
Yeah.
but he is going to replant along the areas of the road where he had to take them out, so.
I think big objection there was trucks coming in and out, but.
Right, and again, a lot of it in the citizen request was to deal with the planning board issues.
Yes.
The
Which
site
were all-
access, roads, slopes.
They were all dealt with. so.
Right, and so that information would come on the planning board
Yeah.
side of it. I
Yeah.
mean, unfortunately, it's always been zoned industrial for the last 40 years or so.
Yeah. And that section of Pearl Road abuts all of that. so,
Right, and
yeah.
so it's on the edge of it.
Yeah.
It's,
Okay.
All right, anybody got anything else?
Nope.
but other than, that citizen request, I didn't have anything else.
All right.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.